my staying young, as it were. You know, I mean, I'm 69. I'll be 70 in September, and you know, it just seems like all of us we're always telling each other that in the band. We'll be on the bus, we'll say, "Man, it just seems like what we do keeps us young." You know, we look at our high school reunion stuff, you know, and we look at those people, we're like, man, they look old. So we feel blessed in that respect. And so now with the coronavirus and the pandemic and everything, you know, not being able to go out constantly, you know, it's a change. But fortunately, it's not that long so far.
Right.
And I've been staying active, you know. We got a new puppy, so we've been taking him out for runs and walks, and I've been riding my bike, working out a little bit, and doing a lot of PR. We just released an album called Step Up on Mac Avenue Records, and it came out March 20th. So right after it came out, everybody got shut down, you know. And so I got this PR girl named Fiona over in New York, and she is just besieging me with interviews. I mean, I've done so many, you know. And then making little videos for people, and, you know, doing radio station IDs, and
well, that's good stuff for you. That keeps you young and active, and I think the best part of it is you put new music out there. You're letting people hear you guys are still alive and vibrant and constantly interfacing in the social world. And right now, I think the one thing that this virus is doing is enabling us to do what you started off doing, and you as well, Alvin, years ago, is making contact with the consumer. I mean, guys like you had to go play everywhere for people to know who you were and what your music was. And today, with everybody's got talent and touched by this, or you know, all these shows, people go, "Wow, that's amazing! They're on that show." I said, "Yo, well, isn't it great to be in front of 1 million people right out of the box when, in fact, you guys had to go out and collect that million people to like your music, and that's a whole different game, you know, than it is now." Alvin, you're in the studio quite a bit. You're doing a lot of things in Austin, Texas. You know, what are you finding as you get older? What are you finding is the biggest obstacle for you in trying to keep music out there and be a part of the music world?
Well, I guess that the biggest obstacle is my delusion. My delusional thinking tells me that I'm still young, but at the same time, I have to realize that yes, I am getting older. But the beauty of that is that I'm able to stay in contact with a lot of people who, as Emilio was saying earlier, we stay busy and we keep doing things that we do. And it's just the beauty of knowing that as we get older, we actually get better. I think that we become wiser, and you know, rather than bemoaning the virus and everything that's going on, and looking at the bad side of it, I'm able to say, well, my problems today are very quality. You know, they're quality problems. On Easter Sunday, Emilio, I had a hard time figuring out where I was going to go for Easter Sunday, to the living room or the bedroom. You know, and,
you know, and I hope you chose the bedroom for a number of reasons. You know,
and it's kind of a good thing to have those kind of problems today when. At a younger age, you know, there's no telling what kind of problems we might have been facing. So it's really actually a wonderful thing to stay focused and to realize that we're getting older and actually receive the advantage of that, of being older.
Both of you guys have played with some of the groups that you've been the drummer for, Alvin. What are some of those groups?
Sly the Family Stone, Elton John, Leo Sayer, Natalie Cole, Bill Withers, Stevie Wonder, Ronnie Wood from the Stones, the Rolling Stones, Cher, just to mention just a few.
God, in the mid.
Alvin, Did you play with Sly and the Family Stone at the Tokyo Jazz Festival?
No, I only did an album called Back on the Right Track.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Emilio, you played, opened up, closed up, headlined with a whole host of different groups. Tell us some of the bands that you've been associated with through touring around the world.
Well, mostly we did a lot of recording with other artists. I mean, countless artists recording. Everyone from Santana down to Elton John, down to P. Diddy to Neil Diamond. That's recording, and I mean a lot. But we toured with Little Feat, great band.
Wow.
We toured for over 4 years with Huey Lewis and the News. We did some live recording with the Eurythmics. We also played with Aaron Neville and Linda Ronstadt, and different things here and there. We played live with the Rolling Stones at Candlestick Park. That's just a few.
What has changed in the industry? I mean, the dynamics of how you get your music out has changed, but what has changed? I know back in the day when we were all getting started out there and working in the business, you go to these impromptu concerts and you didn't know if the promoter was going to be there after the show or not, because it was everybody that was trying to do a concert was because they put 2 nickels and a dime together and said, I'm going to do a show. So you had to really stand at the ticket office and make sure you get your money. What has changed so dramatically that affects how you do things today?
The biggest change from that point of view is that it's corporate now. Everything is Live Nation, or what is it, IAG,
Right.
Everything is run by 1 or 2 big, huge corporations. There's very few just singled out rock promoters, And when you go to settle up after the show, there's a sheet.
Right.
And there's all these things filled out, that they jammed all the numbers into the computer and it fed out this sheet and they go, okay, this is what we made, this is what we paid, this is what you got, here's what you get for the balance, And it's kind of soulless.
Right.
But that being said, like you pointed out, back in the day, there were some people that were soulless as well. And take them out of there, them pennies out of them, And
Exactly.
it really helped to have a good tour manager back in those days. We had Doug Kim Son, and he always got the money. But, there's a lot of shady characters. So in that respect, it's good. It's just different.
Well, I know I had to go, I had to signal Sly. When I got the money, I would call him and say, I got it, you can go on. Sometimes that made a difference, sometimes it didn't make a difference, he didn't go on anyway, But I had to do those kinds of things. And I know I wandered around auditoriums with a money belt around me, and Sly said, don't you need security? I said, no, I don't want to get jumped on. If I got security, somebody would think I'm doing something, So I'd go by myself and get the money and then let them know that it's time to play. So it's a whole host of things. But I really have to say my hat's off to you guys. And I've watched you over the years, Emilio, that you keep the same flavor. You got the same heart. You got the same kindness and the same dedication. What's enabled you to keep that same kind of love and soulfulness and feeling? You're a good man, and I know it for a fact.
Well, my patent answer to that, in every interview I get asked about that, God did it, I just showed up. I mean, literally, I made every mistake that I could possibly make in my first 20 years. I did all the drugs and alcohol. I did all of mine and most of yours. And, I mean, I literally, without meaning to, but consistently was running my career into the ground, and then God got my attention. I got sober in '88. And once I got sober, I got on a spiritual path.
Right.
Soon, I started looking at the people that had what I wanted, sober people that, they had the kind of lives I wanted. They were kind of people that I aspired to be like, and they were all praying and they were praying to God.
We seem to be going through that difficulty again.
You know, earlier,
This seems to be breaking up again.
Talking about uh, James.
I'm hearing you, but it's breaking up. Hey, look, I think
Hello?
I think I'm going to be best
His
served.
phone's up again.
The internet connection is unstable. So let me do this. Let's bring an end to this, and then I'll text you. We'll reschedule it. I'll make sure that my end is working perfect because it seems to be a problem. And
Emilio was that, you know, that duck walk from left to the
I
right.
cannot.
When you go to the right, when you go back over to the left, you look at the road map.
Oh, and Taylor.
Music.
Well,